one thing people may not know about me is I used to be a burlesque show musician.
Really?
Yeah, I used to play like the dirty songs when the burlesque show was happening. I used to sing and play guitar in New York City, which is a lot of fun. So I have a lot of deep love, even though you're not burlesque necessarily,
yes,
but what you guys are doing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I really love what you guys are doing. And tell me about how you sort of discovered the cabaret burlesque type of showmanship that...
Well, I've been a dancer my whole life. I started dancing when I was 3 years old in studios and all the way up throughout my whole life. And so I think for most dancers that grew up in studios, it's always a part of them. It's something that they've always had a connection to, and it's a really hard thing for us to give up, you know. And so beyond that, I became a cheerleader in the NFL, and that's kind of where I was getting my performing dance outlet at the time. I also love football. So for me, it was a great job. You know, it was the best of both worlds. Until I was just tired of it because I wasn't passionate about the performances we were doing. I wasn't passionate about the music we were performing to specifically. And, you know, all these other dance groups in LA were a thing already. You know, what I'm doing isn't really anything particularly new in regards to being a dance group in rock and metal. That's always been there. But I saw that and I thought, well, maybe I could expand on this and I could make it a lot bigger and I could do different things and different elements and bring that to this. And so that's kind of where we jumped off from, and that's kind of where we hit the ground running.
Right. And the tour is happening within this moment, or
yes.
or did happen? Is it currently happening?
It currently is happening. We're 1 month in, 1 month to go.
Okay. Well, I feel like that's a good audience to perform
Great
for,
audience.
Right? Because Maria kind of has a similar thing in her show a little
yes.
bit. Yeah.
Theatrical. And in fact, and a lot of people don't know this, we actually perform with it in this moment as well.
Yeah.
So we open for In This Moment, and we perform throughout her entire show, too. So she's always had theatrical elements, like you said, and she's always had dancers, too, but she's never had 6 extra ones, you know, or dancers doing aerial, or dancers doing all these different kind of stilt walking, you know. We're doing that for her, too. And so we're able to bring some of our Cherry Bombs aspects to her show and just kind of help her expand and bring her visions to life on stage. Yeah. It's been really cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. I don't know why this just came to my mind, but have you ever been to the Slipper Room in New York City?
No, but I've heard of it.
I've been going to the Slipper Room for like 10 years. If you're ever in New York City, you have something to do. If you're on the Lower East Side, go to the Slipper Room because it's the best burlesque cabaret place in the whole city.
Is that where you did your...
No, I did mine in a place called La Scandal, which was right off Broadway. But the Slipper Room, legendary shit.
Now, see, I love that because that's actually one of my big goals for Cherry Bombs is for us to perform to live music, like a band. A band is up there playing the songs with us, and maybe we do some original music as well. I would absolutely love to do that one day.
Yeah, Slipper Room doesn't have that, but La Scandal in New York City, they're still going on, I believe.
Cool.
And they have musicians, and it's your traditional basement burlesque.
Sure.
Kind of stuff. All right.
Is it like jazz? Jazzy?
Yeah, it's like jazzy, old New Orleans, dirty innuendo songs. You know, like,
kitschy and
it's a lot of fun.
And that's burlesque all the way, and people don't know that.
Oh, I love
typically.
it so much.
So that's
the Slipper Room used to be like really hardcore, but they got shut down because like they would have people like swallowing dildos on stage and like and like shitting out fake shit and throwing it at the audience and like putting wine bottles up places.
Oh my God.
It was like very illegal.
Yeah, okay.
But they
Rock
came
and
back
roll.
like 10 years ago and now they're on the straight and narrow. But it's still
so now the tame version.
Yeah, but it's still very, very good.
All right.
I saw an interview with you not too long ago where you were talking about the home life and your creative home life and at like the dinner table where you, Corey, and Griff would be like exchanging ideas and sort of having your brain trust. Was there anything that was that they suggested for you or you suggested for them that kind of ended up being a part of the show?
We kind of all have a meeting of the minds a lot of the time, and lately it's been more so, you know, Dad and I, you know, kind of giving advice or tips to Griffin, you know, these days, obviously. You know, as much as we can. He's still got to go out there and do the thing. But, you know, we kind of share with him things that have worked out for us or things that didn't work out so great for us just to kind of help, you know, so he doesn't have to make the same mistakes. But, you know, it kind of ends up being kind of a big brainstorm session a lot of the times. I know when I was writing Macabre, which is the latest show that we're doing, Corey is definitely my sounding board. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm thinking the character does this, and then he goes here. And so I'll spit it off to him and ask him if it makes sense. Because, in your brain it could make sense, but to someone else it could be like, what? I don't get it. Mm-hmm. So I definitely regurgitate all the things that I'm thinking in my brain to him. And if it makes sense to him, then I'm like, okay. And then also, too, he's typically smarter than your average person. I mean, let's give him some credit. He's really, really smart, and he can connect dots a little easier. So I'll also, branch out to other people and out in the open and ask them as well, too. But definitely within the family unit, we're always sharing ideas, song ideas, lyrics, stage stuff, production. Maybe one day I could do this, or, hey, Mom, how do I do this with fire, and all this stuff. So it's always an ongoing conversation. It's just really fun to bond over too.
Yeah, that's awesome. You don't have to answer this if you don't want to. I don't want to make everything
all
about
good.
Corey, Slipknot, all that
fine.
stuff. But I know with my girlfriend, the first time she met me, she was like, he's okay. I'm not so sure. Like, whatever. When you met him for the first time, what was your initial impression?
So we've met several times over the years. Our industry is so small, right?
Yeah.
And so you, just like here at this festival, you'll run into people, you'll say hi, oh, hey, how's it going? Nice to see you. And then you keep it moving. So Corey and I did that over the course of maybe 6-7 years. Just, hi, how are you? Hi, my name's Corey. Hi, my name's Alicia. Nice to meet you. Of course, I know who you are, but, whatever. Bye.
Sure.
And then we had just done our national tour. Actually, to your question, he snubbed me one day.
Oh, no.
Backstage. And I think the situation was a little odd at first, but I went to shake my hand and I said, thank you so much. It's so nice to meet you. And he looked at me and he just turned around and walked away. And I was like, oh my God.
What a faux pas.
And at the time I was like, wow, Corey Taylor's really weird. And moving on from that, I met him again on another show, right? And I said hi to him again, of course. And then that time he was nice to me. And I think I made a post on Instagram that said, met Corey Taylor again. This time he was nice to me. And I showed him that, and I give him hell for it all the time. So there's just been a lot of little mini interactions over the course of 7 years by the time we actually toured together. And then at that point in time, he had asked me to go out on a date, and I said no. Ooh. And I just didn't want to date a band guy.
That's what they all say.
That's what they all say. And I just didn't want to. Nope, not about it. Don't trust you. Not into it. And two, I wanted to be professional. And so then he said, let me just hear me out, And fine, I'll listen. I'm just going to collect data. And he was trying. And then eventually he said, listen, can I just take you on a date after this tour? And I said, after the tour is over, after the last show, we're done working. You can take me on a date. And then the rest is history.
All right. Well, that's just to show you sometimes gentlemanly persistence.
Gentlemanly is the key word.
I wanted to make sure I got that word.
He was very gentlemanly about it. He wasn't aggressive.
Yeah.
Guys, take note. Don't be aggressive. If she says no, just okay. Yeah. And then you can kind of maybe do some feeders in there. Maybe you can give some dating advice or something. I don't know.
A little bit. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Catch the In This Moment tour. I think going back on the road with Slipknot, is that correct? Or is it?
No.
Who is after In This Moment?
We're going out with Corey. We're going out with Corey.
Actually,
we're doing two tours at the same time.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I have one group of Cherry Bombs that will be finishing the In This Moment tour in the U.S. and another group that will be heading out to the U.K. at the same exact time to do the U.K. run with Corey.
Okay, good.
So all right. Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Great. The Corey solo band. Yes.
Yes.
All right. Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.